starting at 7:40. We just finished a closed session. Oh, yeah. Of course you are.
Microphones are working today? Microphones are working good today, okay?
Well, for us, the issue is if we're talking to people this way, it's not picking it up.
Yeah. I was making a point to talk close to that.
It's just really difficult.
It is. Good, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. I bet. Good. All right.
Things are good though. Our kids are exhausted.
Tell me about it.
She want me to figure out a be so it's like an interaction or
Hello. These are very loud tonight. They're usually really quiet. Yeah.
we'll cut each one. So you don't have to worry about Okay, yeah, we'll kind of figure that out.
You never know.
Yeah, that's
I would think that it's gonna
we
be
don't have
quick.
meetings where you just you don't know. Mike's where I could hear the mics. Yeah.
Toy is not coming. That's it. Well, they just said they weren't coming. They forget.
So, we'll see. I'll be happy with it. I wish we could. I would be happy. Well, yeah, it was.
Yeah, they less than impress me on a regular basis, but.
That was really the.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is very true. Let's see how long Robert's going for. How long
How are you? Can you come up for 1 second?
Oh, yeah.
We're very looking forward to you
You'll be glad to know they're putting the plug-ins in this week.
Oh, nice. Every day there's something new. That's nice. The doors look great. Just when I thought they were.
My door's like pushing a weight though, like pushing a sled at the gym. It's like 90 pounds.
I saw Jamie's father-in-law at the barber shop. Asked about his wife and the girls. Yeah, as they should. All bar associations. There weren't too many judges like your brother, period. It's a loss to all. It's a loss to all of us.
Spikes are definitely hot today.
Are they?
Yeah. I can hear myself, so it's the first time. Yep.
They're testing the sounds tonight.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to talk like this the whole meeting?
We were always supposed to talk directly into your microphone, which is one
Oh.
of the problems.
Well, I'd have to talk like
Although
this.
I'm probably gonna be really loud because I always talk loud right into my microphone.
I'll lean this way.
Very significantly louder today.
Please remember to talk in the microphone.
All right, and where is Anna? I can hear that. All right, let me go see. All right, okay, I'm gonna start in the next minute, I'm gonna start. Anna, can you start recording, please? Thank you.
35 minutes, so where's that from?
Are you Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order. The time is 7:40. This is a regular council meeting for March 13th. Clerk, can you please do a roll call?
Councilwoman Aaron, Mayor Pro Tem Bliss,
I'm here.
Councilman Fleming,
Here.
Councilor Rohrbach,
Here.
Councilman Soltis,
Here.
Councilor Wright,
Here.
Mayor Grabsky.
I am here. Can I please have a motion to excuse Councilwoman Aaron? She did give notice.
Your Honor,
Yes,
so moved.
thank you. Is
Your
there
Honor.
a second?
I'll support.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. The invocation and pledge this evening will be led by Councilor Rohrbach. Ask that you stand if you're able, please.
Spirit of renewal, we turn this month in our nation's life to reflect on the stories, the heritage, and the struggles of women throughout the ages. We seek to learn from all those voices that have been left unheard. May we pause before the silences of the ages, find who has been left out, and craft new ways of inclusion for every week and every month. May this practice bring out the voices of all those struggling, all those left apart. May we let go of our assumptions and cold comforts of what the normal is to live by, unless it be a standard that is rooted in compassion, in inclusivity, in diversity. May this month of reflection teach us to search for those stories that are different from our own. Mother of possibility in the finding. May we come to know ourselves changed, renewed where we are dry, hopeful where we are lost, and open where we are shut. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda this evening? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to presentations. This evening we have Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg. He's going to present to us about foreclosure prevention.
Good evening, everyone. So my stuff here is going to fall every which way. Well, I appreciate you all having me here this evening, trying to traverse the county and speak to as many communities as possible. March 31st is the foreclosure deadline, and so we are out in full force trying to prevent foreclosure. And so anyone that owes their 2020 or prior year taxes is subject to foreclosure on March 31st. So our goal is to get in touch with every single person that is subject to foreclosure. So we're telling people right now, first and foremost, we are here to help. Please call us. The phone number in our office is 248-858-0611, or you can email treasurer@oakgov.com. You can go to our website, oakgov.com/treasurer. But we don't know you need help unless you tell us you need help. And so this is roughly a 3-year process again, because it's 2020 and prior year taxes that are subject to foreclosure this year. And so we want to get in touch with people to get them resources, to get them on a repayment agreement. Foreclosure is like the last case scenario. We don't want to foreclose because it impacts obviously the people that are being foreclosed upon, as well as their neighbors and the whole neighborhood. So we want to help people. We do one-on-one taxpayer assistance meetings. So these are one-on-one confidential meetings. We can do them over the phone, through Zoom, or you can come to our office. to get you on a repayment schedule to discuss your individual situation and how we can help. In our office, we have what's called our Financial Empowerment Center. So we have Rita who heads up that area, and she's in essence like a financial coach and helps people put together a budget, helps them find resources. And so we want people to call over to her if they need. Her number is 248-807-5287. Also another agency that's separate from us, no affiliation, but we refer a lot of people over to is Lakeshore Legal Aid. It's a nonprofit legal services for seniors and low-income families. No cost to them, and they work on everything but criminal law. And their phone number is 888-783-8190. Also want to make people aware of two programs, and these are programs that we have been referring people to get help. And the first one is we've actually sent quite a few different people to this state-run program. So it's called MyHAP. It's the Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund. And it is a grant from the state. It's administered by MISHDA, the Housing Development Authority at the state. And it's COVID relief dollars. So it's federal dollars given to the state. And then people can reach out, and it's up to $25,000 per household to pay back taxes if you're delinquent on your mortgage, utility fees, condo fees, land contract fees, and they'll pay 2019 taxes moving forward. So 19, 20, 21, even 22 taxes. And you have to meet the income level, so it's 150% of AMI, the area median income, and you have to have a COVID impact, or prove a COVID impact, but they're very lenient with that. It's if you can prove any kind of loss in income, increased expenses, any health impact that COVID had on you, and then you can qualify. And again, it's up to $25,000. We've had, here in Oakland County, this is a statewide program, we've had, last I checked, there was about 430 or 40 residents here in Oakland County got this program for over $3.5 million. So it's money that's here helping residents in Oakland County. So we want people to be aware of this. Again, it's not within our office, but it can help you pay those taxes, which we're charged with collecting. So that's the MyHAF program. It's Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund. You can go to myhaf.michigan.gov to get more information, or you can call our office and we can kind of help you walk through that. One other program that's relatively new, the MyHAP program has been around since last year. Another program started this year called MyHope, M-I for Michigan, MyHope, which is another MISHDA program, but it's up to $25,000 for upgrades to your home. So $25,000 for energy efficient home repairs, including roof repairs, window upgrades and modifications, heating and cooling systems. So these are people that are in their homes and having any kind of financial difficulties upgrading their home. So another great program through the state, and again, that's MyHope. And so we encourage people to look into that program as well. Same qualifications fall under that program as well as far as income. And then I think that's it. I think those are the main things. I try to tick through those as quickly as possible. But like I said, the most important thing is we want people to know that we are here to help. And again, I say this a lot. We don't know you need help unless you tell us you need help. We've sent, as part of this process over this 3-year period, we've sent over 10 letters to a house. We've visited the property twice. We posted the property, right? We are doing everything we can to let people know that they need to pay their taxes or reach out to us, and we want to prevent foreclosure. So we're out here doing the work. You'll see it's a full court press. As I said, I'm going to as many communities as possible. We're doing ads on TV, in newspapers, and that's why you see my smiling face here this afternoon as well. So any questions or anything else that you all want to discuss? I told you I'd try to be as efficient as possible. So,
Your Honor? Yeah, I'm curious. Thank you for coming, first
Yeah.
of all. Your predecessor did too, and I think it's a great thing that the county level comes down and speaks to the people.
Thank you.
And the residents of Madison Heights. I just, real quickly, do you know offhand what the foreclosure rate that you have in Oakland County?
Yes and no. I can't give you the percentage per se right now, but I can tell you, so the foreclosure process in essence is a 3-year process, right? So the first year people owe their taxes to Madison Heights. If they become delinquent on those taxes, it gets turned over to us March 1st. so in essence, right now, 2022 taxes are getting turned over to us right now. So that, and then we cash flow the local community, right? We have our delinquent tax revolving fund. We make you whole, right? Every community, we make you all whole. We buy that debt, if you will, become the collections agent. And then it's a 2-year process after that, if you will. And so as far as residents that go delinquent, just delinquent is about 4% of the county. So 96% of people actually pay their taxes on time, and they never interact with our office at all. So it's about 4% that get to the delinquent stage. And then you have forfeited, and then you have foreclosed, right, as you're looking at the next years. Foreclosed, to give you an example, I don't know offhand the amount of actual parcels in Oakland County. There's obviously a lot. Last year, and we had a moratorium for 2 years, but we only foreclosed on, it was 375 parcels last year total out of the whole county, of which I think over 85% were vacant parcels, so either vacant land or vacant structures. So the number is really, really, really low for many reasons. I mean, you know, we are, for the most part, we are blessed as a county, right? People do pretty well, but not everyone. There's definitely people who are still struggling, and that's why we're out here trying to get them resources and get them help. But so that percentage is obviously less than 1%. I can't give you the exact percentage, but if you kind of break down those numbers and boil them down, it's a very, very small percentage that actually gets foreclosed upon.
Yeah, and that's pretty remarkable, actually, because it says Oakland County has the highest median property taxes, and you're saying that it's such a low percentage.
Yeah, and that's not surprising. Obviously, hearing that. Where are you looking that it says that?
Oakland County property tax.
So it's probably on the assessor's website. I wonder if that's through county equalization. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's not surprising. But yeah, the number is relatively low. If you tax foreclosure is more of like a lagging indicator, if you will. Mortgage foreclosure happens on the front end, right? If you don't pay your mortgage, it's pretty quick, and then you have some recourse, legal recourse, once you are foreclosed based on a mortgage foreclosure. Tax foreclosure is a 3-year process. This is state statute that we're following, right? This isn't just what we're doing. There's 83 counties. And so, that number is relatively low because we are doing such extensive outreach to really get in touch with people, both what's required in statute and also us going above and beyond. There's other things that we do, like an extra visit to the property, extra letters that are sent out. There's a fee that's added. So people that owe 2021 taxes, this year, March 1st, there was a $250 fee that was added. That's just, it's statute. So, we're not in charge of that, but it's $250. And we were very proactive to let people know, if they're delinquent on their taxes, there's $250 that's going to be added if you don't pay by March 1st. So that isn't something that's required. And there's actually multiple correspondence that we make that is not required in addition to what the state requires us to do. So I think that's part of why it's also so low, is that we're making a lot of outreach into the community. And as a whole, like I said, 96% of people are never kind of working with our office. They're paying their taxes on time, which I would guess is a much higher percentage than probably most other counties.
Right. But no, thank you for your answer and your time.
Yeah, I appreciate that question, and sorry if I took a while to get around to that answer.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else? All right, well, thank you for coming out. We appreciate it, and maybe we can get some of those numbers and some of that information up on our website for our residents.
Anything you need, let us know. We have a letter that goes, so I'm trying to get to as many communities as I can. Not going to make it to all of them. So on the ones that I'm personally not going to be able to get to, we're actually sending a letter that in essence outlines some of the things that I went over this evening. Okay. So we'll send that over tomorrow to your treasurer, actually. And so if you want to have that forwarded over, or we can add any one of you to that email if you just let me know. But we're going to send that over tomorrow. So you have that, and that's something you can post on your website or, utilize however you'd like.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Thank you all so much.
Very much. All right. Next up, we have meeting open to the public. This is the opportunity if anyone in the public has anything they wishes to speak about, ask that you come to the podium. Seeing no one, I am going to close meeting open to the public, and we're going to move to the consent agenda. This evening there are 5 items. There is Deliza Lee's resignation from the Crime Commission, the Director of Public Services, the amended pricing for vehicle number 424. We've got the meeting minutes from the regular council meeting on February 27th, the workshop on February 27th, and the special meeting on February 27th. Can I please get a motion from council to approve?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move the council approves the consent agenda as presented.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor,
Yes.
all support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. And next up, we have from the CED Director, this is the first reading for PRZN 23-01. It's ordinance 2193 for 31,010 John R. Road, changing from B1 to B2.
On behalf of Goodwill Industries of Greater Detroit, the applicant requests to rezone 31010 John R. Road from B1 local business to B2 planned business. The subject property is located at the northeast corner of John R. Road and 13 Mile, most recently occupied by CVS Pharmacy and Spirit Halloween. The request is the first step in obtaining regulated use approval. Additional approvals, including special approval through City Council, a dimensional variance through the Zoning Board of Appeals, and a site plan approval through the Site Plan Review Committee will be necessary before obtaining a certificate of occupancy for this proposed use. At their February 21st meeting, the Planning Commission recommended approval of the rezoning to City Council based on findings in the council report. Therefore, staff recommends that City Council adopt Ordinance 2193 upon first reading and schedule the required public hearing and second reading for April the 10th, 2023 City Council meeting. And Jeff is here on behalf of Goodwill Industries if you have any questions, as well as Matt, the planner.
All right, thank you. So before we do that, I'm going to ask, I'm going to open this public first, or do a vote first?
You can, or you can ask Matt and Jeff to speak, either one.
Well, why don't we do this? What is the wish of council?
Your Honor.
Mr. Bliss?
I move that we adopt ordinance 2193 on first reading.
All right, thank you. And,
Oh, and schedule the public hearing for the second reading on April 10th.
all right, and is there support?
Support.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to open for discussion, and if you would like to hear from our planner or from a representative from Goodwill, then council can ask for that. But at this point, I'll open for discussion.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Yeah, I said it at the Planning Commission meeting. I'll say it again here. I think it's kind of ridiculous that we even have to take these motions. It was a retail store before. Goodwill is a retail store. I think we have to do away with a lot of these stigma-based zoning choices, things like thrift stores. I saw an article when I was prepping for this meeting. It says, why do we really need a 40-page zoning document for a thrift store? And it wasn't in our community, but just the fact that we're even here talking about it. I mean, thrift stores are such a vital thing for the majority of our community. And that's not even to mention all the hipsters who think it's really cool to buy old clothes. I buy a lot of vintage like records, vinyl records and things at thrift stores. So I'm fully in support of this, but I think that there's a larger conversation that has to happen. And this goes with things like even spas and tattoo shops and things like that, that I think a lot of that should be more so by right than us determining and having to go through separate processes just because they have a business practice that maybe 30 years ago was looked down on. Just my 2 cents.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Your Honor. The gentleman from Goodwill, I'd love to hear from you about Goodwill does so much great stuff in the community. Can you tell us a little bit about how the proceeds from Goodwill Industries benefits the community and folks that you serve?
Yeah, good evening, and my name is Jeff Ukrainic, and I am the Vice President of Donated Goods Retail for Goodwill of Greater Detroit, and I echo your sentiments about that. I mean, there are a lot of thrift, if you want to call them, organizations that are out there that are actually for-profit. Once Upon a Child is thrift. It's a used merchandise consignment. Play It Again Sports. Those kind of are other organizations that sell used merchandise, but you know, Goodwill, we are a nonprofit where our mission is helping individuals gain job placement skills or training. So all the revenue that we generate from our store sales go back into our job placement and training programs to get people the skills necessary to get a job, or we create jobs. And that's where the revenue goes. So, we don't fatten someone's pocketbook. We're all reinvesting into the community. We're reinvesting into those individuals that are challenged with getting employment opportunities, giving them second chances. So, like I said, we want to be a good partner with every community. We're in 6 communities right now, which are Canton, Dearborn, Commerce, Woodhaven, Livonia, and Ypsilanti. And if you looked at our retail portfolio, which was sent out to, prior to this meeting, I don't know, sent to everyone. That's our image. We're not a 30-year-old, dark, dirty, smelly, grandma's old thrift store mentality. It's something that is, the cool thing to do now. And like I said, collecting donations to help individuals within your community. So,
Thank you. That helps, and I appreciate it. In my former life, I worked for a different nonprofit that also ran thrift stores, and there is a night and day difference between some of the nonprofits that do this work and they do it well, like Goodwill does, and others that don't necessarily do it well, and those, the smells off the clothes and things like that you come home with. So I, for one, welcome Goodwill to Madison Heights because of both the good work that you do and the quality of the store experience that we're going to have. So.
Well, thank you. And like I said, there's a lot of other benefits. I mean, we are about sustainability. When I drive around any municipality, and I do see it around here, there are a lot of donation bins within parking lots, which I'm sure those parking lot owners or those landowners don't even know they exist. And those are actually for-profit companies that want to collect donations, thinking they're a charity, and they're profiting off of merchandise that I could be using for my revenue. We're not an advocate of bins by any means because we want to have a donation experience where someone actually comes to your vehicle and collects a donation. In my opinion, those bins tend to attract trash, dumpster divers, things like that. So our goal is not only sustainability, but to minimize and or eliminate those within your community as well. So,
Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes.
Just for general knowledge, B1, B2, B3. I was just reading some of these categories of businesses. So B3 is like, and what determines like which is the direction you go? Like, because they're B1 and we're going to B2. So, like, I guess I need some clarity as to why they even need to go to B2, because some of these look not even to be similar to what they're trying to do.
Okay, so I'm going to ask our planner to come up and talk. Thank you for giving that.
Yes, thank you. So it's currently zoned B1, which is the local business district. The proposed zoning district is B2. And the reason that it's being requested is that back to Councilman Bliss's point, is that this is considered a used goods store is considered a regulated use in our zoning ordinance. And a regulated use is only allowed in a B2 or a B3 district. B1 is the least intensive local business. B2 is kind of moderately increasing the number of uses that are allowed on the parcel. And then B3 is general business, which is the most intensive commercial district. So the B2 is kind of a middle ground that's being requested. But under B1, the current zoning designation, a used goods store as a regulated use would not be allowed.
Okay, thank you.
That helps. All right. Thank you. Is there any other discussion on council? Any other questions?
Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm sorry, your name, sir? Jeff. Yeah, so Goodwill, I'm trying to learn a little bit more about Goodwill. I do shop there myself. The one in, I'll be in Madison Heights now, but Royal Oak's got a good one. What is it, Goodwill, is that just based in Michigan, or is it other states?
I'm sorry, can I ask you to?
absolutely.
Please, thank you.
No, Goodwill is an international organization, so we are in all 50 states and international as well. So we're everywhere. There's probably, and Goodwill is really considered what we call a federation. There are 160 different Goodwill agencies within the country. Goodwill Detroit manages the 5-county within this area. So there's a Goodwill agency in Grand Rapids that manages that facility or manages that territory over there, Muskegon, et cetera. So out of those 160 different agencies, everyone has the retail business like we do. But they also have other business programs that support their initiative. For example, we are a Tier 1 supplier to Ford, Chrysler, and GM. We have been for over 90 years. We have a recycling facility in Hamtramck called Goodwill's Greenworks that does investment recovery with DTE. So if there's down power lines, things like that, we take those transformers, we refurbish them, sell them back to DTE, or we recycle all the materials. And all the individuals that we employ in these businesses are individuals that are challenged for some way, shape, or form. We work with the Michigan Department of Corrections for the prison reentry program. Once they have been rehabilitated, we give them a second chance. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, if someone applies for a job and you have a record, that application goes in the trash. We give those individuals that opportunity, and that's where the revenue we generate goes back in to support those programs. Because there's, we do get some grants from the state, but those grants are being, they're diminishing every single year, so we need to generate our own revenue to support those programs.
So it sounds like DTE should have got a hold of you guys sooner or more. That's a whole nother story. And I'm also, just quickly, the executive leadership, is that each state has their own, or is it just?
So each agency has their own. So we have our own executive staff. We have our own CEO. Dan Varner is our CEO and president. We have our own board of directors. And the reason behind that is because every municipality, every territory is different in how they can cater to those individuals that are challenged. For example, I'm going to go to the extreme out in California, Silicon Valley. They're not going to be an automotive supplier or have programs that would benefit individuals like that. We do because we're a motor city. If you go down to Miami, for example, they have a laundry business where they actually take all the linens from the hospitals and they clean them. But again, every individual that they employ has some type of disability. It could be a physical disability, a mental disability, or something that is challenging them from becoming employed and becoming independent, contributing citizens to every municipality. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. If there's no more discussion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. And that's it for our meeting, so I'm going to invite closing comments, starting with Mayor Pro Tem Bliss.
Yes, Your Honor, this is a perfect example of why we need the flexibility to merge some meetings together. We're at 26 minutes at this point, starting a little bit late from the closed session. So I think that's a good example. The only thing I have to share, for those who know my wife, Allie, she does a lot of dressing up as the different characters and reading. She's done a lot at the library and at some of the local schools. She's going to be at the library this week on Wednesday. So if you've got little ones, the event information is on the library Facebook page. She will be Belle from Beauty and the Beast this week. So please come out and bring your kids and spend some time hanging out with Belle. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Councilor Wright?
Thank you, Your Honor. So that's actually a good idea because March is Reading Month. So it's a good opportunity to participate. Reading Month is something that I enjoy because it's something our family and I love to do, particularly at bedtime because it means the kids are going to sleep soon. And speaking of which, I'd be remiss if I didn't wish my second oldest daughter a happy birthday. She turns 10 tomorrow, which is very important, double digits. I'm very emotional about it. But it did make me think because this weekend we had we have friends for over, and I've had my fingernail be yellow because we had a fingernail painting party where we played a game and passed the fingernail bottles, and I even participated, which like they were like, "You're gonna do it," and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do it too." And I've been looking at my pinky all day and thinking about how some people, maybe not a lot, but some people will take that as an opportunity to judge me and make an assumption about me and what I like, what I don't like, who I am and who I'm not. And it just reminded me of the importance of us to remember that we can't judge people by their appearance about what we think. We need to judge them by who they are and not by who we think they are. So just remember to be kind.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Sherman, anything for the attorney?
Yes, Your Honor, just one thing, because County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg is still with us at the meeting, and I just want to say the following. I am a vice president of a of a nonprofit organization, the Michigan Jewish Sports Foundation, that raises money for cancer research. And on June the 12th, the organization is awarding Robert Wittenberg's brother, former judge, posthumously Judge Jamie Wittenberg, the Bremen Inspiration Award. And I attended Judge Wittenberg's funeral, and they played a video. It was available online through lawyers and whatnot from our U.S. senators to the governor to elected officials all over to people he touched as a judge in Royal Oak on his many years on the bench. He just lost his battle to cancer in November of this past year. And my condolences to his wife and 4 daughters, and to you, Robert, and your family and your parents for just such an incredible loss. You know, when you're a lawyer for a long time, you come in front of a lot of judges, and there weren't too many judges that I've ever appeared before that had the qualities of your brother. And it was not just a loss to the legal community and the judicial community, it's a loss to this entire community for him to be taken from us at such a young age. So my condolences to your family. That's it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mrs. Marsh?
No comment tonight.
Thank you. Anything from the clerk's office this evening? Nothing this evening. Counselor Rohrbach?
Got a little dewy-eyed. Thank you, Robert, for coming tonight, and the information on foreclosures and avoiding foreclosures. I know that folks in our community can really benefit from that, and I know from my years of experience kind of talking to folks in your position that you really do want to stop the foreclosure. So they will work with you, and they will work with you a lot to make sure that you can avoid that if it any way possible. So please do reach out. I want to note that the Garden Grant Program is available, and applications are available now from the Environmental Citizens Committee. Over the last several years, we've been having native plant sales and promoting native plant sales and pollinator-friendly gardens in our city. And we have looked at those proceeds and say, how else can we help to promote pollinators and benefits of native plants in our community? And so we have put out a grant, a mini grant program that residents and people here in the city of Madison Heights can apply to receive a mini grant to build or create or develop a native garden on your property, on a school property, on wherever it is that is going to be most impactful. If you come to us with in the application, tell us what you want to do, how you want to do it. We want to help facilitate that. So the deadline for applications is April 2nd. So you've got time. So I'm looking at the camera. Everybody out there, go and fill out that application. We would love to have many applications and fund as many as possible. Deadline's April 2nd. We'll be reviewing that for a few days, and then awards will come on April 24th. And then soon after that, we will be having a native plant sale again, and you'll be able to purchase plants there if you so choose. So please check it out. This is going to help provide resources for establishing native plants in your home, school, or organization, increasing awareness of the many benefits of native plants in our community, and providing funding to support or establishing your native gardens. So please check it out and help us be a more sustainable and greener city. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Fleming?
Yeah, first of all, we have this week on Friday the Green Crawl that's going to be happening on Friday. And there's about, it goes from Madison Heights all the way down to Hazel Park, and the Chamber is doing a great job on that. And so you can support a lot of local businesses and have a great impact on them. Also, the firefighters are having their annual Autism T-shirt fundraiser, and the profits of that go to the local business Healing Haven for Autism. And then third is next week is the Severe Weather Awareness Week for the National Weather Service. And so there's going to be a special siren test taking part on March 22nd at 1 p.m. And so if you hear the sirens going off at 1 p.m. in the middle of the week, that's why. And also, you can also sign up for Oak Alert from Oakland County. That way you can get emails for and notifications for emergencies, disasters, anything in Oakland County of that such. I'll send the link to the city manager so she can put it on the website. That's basically it.
All right, thank you. Councilman Soltis?
Nothing today, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. I want to start by thanking Treasurer Wittenberg for coming in. We really do appreciate that. And yeah, I don't think that anyone wants anybody losing their homes. I think everyone wants to work together. It just really, it doesn't do anyone any good when people are getting kicked out. So thank you for having these programs and sharing them with us. This Friday is the green call for the DDA, and then next Friday, the 24th, the Memorial Day Parade Committee is having a spaghetti fundraiser. It's at the current Active Adult Center on John R. So we are bringing back the parade. They were able to figure it out so that we can have the parade this year, but there's a fundraiser on the 24th. If you want to support to the parade, but you're not interested in going to the dinner, you can write checks to the city. Just reach out to the city manager's office and they will help you with that. They're always looking for donations. I also want to, the visual, this is the shirt for that the firefighters have. And what they've done, and I didn't know this, I just thought this was a really cool shirt, and that they were supporting people with autism, just bringing about autism awareness. I didn't realize at the time that the money was going to Healing Haven, which is just across the street on Barrington, just across 13 Mile, and they used the money to set up a little playground for the kids, and it was great. They had a little ribbon cutting, a little ceremony a year or two ago that I was able to go to, which was great. They're also having, Healing Haven is having an open house on March 24th, the exact same time as the spaghetti dinner. So if you're interested in stopping by just to see what it is they do, if you have a child or family member who might be interested in needing these services, and I know they're always hiring, so if it's something that you're interested in career-wise, wanting to help and give back, feel free to drop off there and just sort of see what it is that they're doing. I want to thank everybody who came tonight, and this was, yeah, a very, very efficient meeting. Our next meeting is going to be Monday, March 27th. The time is now 8:16, and this meeting is adjourned. Good night.